What is going on, YouTube? Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make some good currency in Path of Exile 2. Alrighty, so the first thing that we're going to want are the Grand Project precursor tablets. And you're going to probably want quite a few of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to tower jump to these corrupted areas. These corrupted areas are good because when you finish the corrupted nexus, some of these maps will just have high rarity rolls due to the fact that they're cleansed. And that rarity roll can stagger somewhere between like 100% rarity, increased rarity, and like 200% increased rarity. What we're also going to want are rare monster rolls on our tablets. So if you look here, this is a tower that I just put one of these tablets in. And I also put in a 13 and a 14% increased number of rare monsters. That's important because when we complete the Nexus and we have those high rarity roll maps, we're going to want as much rare monsters as we can get on top of the rarity. And so what I also did was I saved quite a bit of waystones that have 50% or more rarity of items found. Some of these have increased number of rare monsters. The best ones are the ones that have increased number of rare monsters and or magic pack size. Either one of those are good, but we're going to stack the monsters and we're going to stack the rarity. The other thing I should note is this tactic works really well in a group setting. I like to run them with a few of my friends. Duos is fine. I think last night I ran duos with one of my buddies and we had, in less than 10 maps, we had 2 raw divine drops, perfect jewelers, which this is post O20H patch, I think is what it is. So that was going to be, those come up pretty often now. But we had 2 raw divines, and then we also had 2 of the other irradiated tablets, which sell for like 23 annulment. And so we made about 23 annulment each, and then 1 raw divine each. And then we also made a little bit of exalts and some chaos orbs as well. We also quick sold a few like unique items that helped with the currency rate on these maps. But that's kind of the key, right? Is you need a party, and the bigger the better. But it is still manageable running duos. It's just I wouldn't say it's just as good, but it's good. And your duo has to be open to sharing loot. So for me and my friends, what we do is we split divines, and then if there's a good unique item, we will quick sell it by undercutting the market by, I don't know, 10, 15 Exile, whatever the item is, we'll undercut it just a little bit to try to quick sell it, and then that's kind of how we make the currency back, because neither one of us want to keep it in our stash tabs for very long. So I'm going to complete this Nexus, and then I'm going to show you guys what I mean about the mods that come on to these cleansed maps. Okay, so we just completed that map. As you can see, this is the map. And so now we're going to go through and we're going to look for the increased rarity on these maps here. And we're going to should find one right there. see if there's any other ones here. There's another one. So we got augury and we got vol factory. Okay, and both of these maps have over 150% increased rarity. Now, what I do, because I think going over a certain amount of map rarity can or cannot be beneficial in some instances. So for this map here, this augury map, we have 48% increased number of rare monsters and 169% increased rarity of items found. So what I'm going to use for a waystone is going to be a rarity and a rare monster. So something like this. Now I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but you want to have over 50% increased rarity. If you have over 70% increased rarity, I would hold those. So like this one, I'd wait on using. This one I'd wait on using. This one I'd wait on using. And this one. We have quite a bit that are over 70. So we're going to try to use the 50 to 70 ones, like the 50 to 70% increased rarity on these two maps here. This augury map and the vol factory map. Okay, so once we ran those two maps with the increased rarity, we're going to use the higher rarity ones. So the higher rarity waystone. So anything like 80 and up, high 70s is alright. And we're going to find the ones that have this effect on it. Waystones have 30% more effective prefix modifiers. So just in that, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, see if we can find any more. 4. We have 4 maps in just this one corrupted nexus that we're going to be able to run that is going to be over 150% rarity. And that's the reason why we're going to hold these higher rarity waystones and we're going to use them with these maps. Okay, we want the percent effect of prefix modifiers. We're going to use the higher rarity ones because that's just going to skyrocket the maps over 150 most of the time, depending on your waystone. So this whole tactic is reliant on these Grand Project precursor tablets, so that way we can go from tower to tower without having to run the corrupted maps on our way there. I don't know if you guys noticed earlier, I didn't point it out, but I can, is that when there's a corrupted area and we're working our way to a tower, we do not want to do any of the corrupted parts. The reason being is because we want as many cleansed maps as we can possibly get from completing the nexus. And if you run a corrupted map within the nexus, you're not able to run that map again unless you use the other precursor tablets, the irradiated ones. But those ones are pretty expensive. Those are like 23 annulment, I think, 23 to 25. And we're not in the business of necessarily spending that much money on mapping, because we can just tower jump with these 3 annulments and just continuously find these corrupted areas. As you guys can see, I did quite a bit of jumping yesterday, and I completed like 7 or 8 of them, and then me and my buddy ran through all these maps. Not all of them. We ran through like 10 of them last evening and got quite a bit of currency from them. If you guys don't have anyone to party with, please feel free to invite me and friend request me. I'm always looking for people to run maps with. We do split divines and split good unique drops, and that way everybody can kind of profit from the mapping experience itself. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I do appreciate you guys watching, and if you can like and subscribe the video, that'd be great. Catch you on the next one.